Go ahead, introduce yourself, what you do, who you help, all of those good things.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Laurie. I truly appreciate this opportunity. My name is Judy Galek. I am a certified life coach. I help people. I work with men and women. I help them overcome anxiety. Lots of people come to me after having tried a lot of different things, seeing therapists for years, the medications and different techniques, and nothing has come. And they're finding themselves to me either through a referral or somewhere online. And I I coach my clients. I teach them how to overcome their overthinking, manage their thoughts and emotions for the better.
So, how did you get into doing that?
Oh, that's a great question. I was just kind of like thrown into this work, I would say. Through my own struggles with anxiety, always feeling like I didn't belong and just struggling to fit in and always feeling empty. And I used to also be like so angry and just mad at the world, asking a lot of questions that were not serving me, like why me? Why is this happening to me? And I was just a nervous wreck. And I like many of the people who come to me, like I tried all the things. I also worked with a therapist and I never got on medications because I know myself I didn't want to go on that route. But after having tried what I thought I should, somehow I was inspired to link up with a coach, with a life coach. And I found so many other resources on YouTube and podcasts. And then I started working with my life coach. Everything just kind of clicked. And then I had like this huge aha moment, like, oh my gosh, like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I can help people overcome anxiety because it's worked for me and I know how to do it. Have been there, done that, so I can definitely lead people. So that's how I got started on this journey.
I know you've traveled a lot, so would you tell me a little bit more about that and how that has shaped your perspective on networking?
Traveling, I love meeting people. I love I was always like curious about people, like why people do certain things, or why they feel a certain way, like what move people. So like when I used to struggle with anxiety, like I would never be the one who go up to someone and say hello or, like how you doing and wait for an authentic answer. Um, so like, that was part of overcoming anxiety. That's what really like opened up the ways, like the opportunities, the doors, if you will. I don't know, it's just like an other universe opened up. And I met so many different people. I just love meeting people. I love talking to people. I love learning about people. Now I'm really comfortable doing it because I have the skills and the tools, and I don't allow my like that negative, the stinking thinking to get in the way. So it's so much easier and enjoyable now. So it's something I truly enjoy.
Yeah, I had that too where I was like afraid to talk to people, but one of the things that really helped me is doing it anyway, like doing it scared. So then I could do more of it. So, like, it's the doing it before you feel ready piece that really helped me a lot.
Nice, nice.
Would you
You know,
say you're more introverted or more extroverted?
I'm more introverted for sure. I was gonna say like, I admire the people who can do it scared, like they're scared and they do it anyway. That takes great courage. For me, I really had to get to a place of peace, like being at peace with myself, understanding that my emotions are not gonna kill me. They're not strong enough to kill me, and really I had to really understand why I felt the way I felt, you know? And once I understood that my thinking, how I was like overthinking about how other people see me, what they would think of me, how they would, their their perception of me, right? And their narrative. I was trying to control the narrative, something that's completely out of my control. So I really had to understand that piece of it, make peace with it, and got myself in a place where that I wasn't so scared anymore. You get what I mean? I had to like tame down that fear, tame the fear down so I could do it. Yeah, I was just a ball of wreck, as I said, a ball of nerves. So I had to do that work before I went in. I admire that.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of my own work on rewriting the narrative in terms of starting conversations, creating relationships, all of those things, because there was a part of me that like didn't want to face any rejection. And then I'm like, yeah, but you know how to start these things, you know how to ask questions. So, it's just moving people to the next step. So I remember
Yeah.
sitting with myself and being like, oh my gosh, like, what if somebody says no? Like, what if they don't want to have anything to do with me anymore? And then I'm like, it doesn't matter because I know how to network and I know how to get new people into my world. And that was the thing that really helped a lot for me is knowing that I have that ability.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Do you prefer networking in groups or having more one-to-one conversations?
Um, it all depends on the situation, I suppose, the location, the atmosphere of things. I'm not one like as an introvert, I don't like major crowds, like a huge crowd. I would say 20, 25 people maximum in a room. But even then, it gets like overwhelming for me. I'm also like what someone would consider like an empath, I suppose, like being able to feel the energy in the room. So I have to be like on alert and just aware and guarded at the same time. So that takes a lot of energy from me. But yeah, one-to-one, I love the one-to-one as well. It's more soothing. It's more like the energy is more manageable. Um, yeah, so which one do I prefer? It all depends on the day, really. I like them both. Yeah,
I like them both too for different reasons.
yeah.
Would you say getting comfortable being uncomfortable is part of the entrepreneur skill set?
Um, Getting comfortable being uncomfortable. I suppose. At first, it's like that, right? Like everything, I think everything is uncomfortable at first when you first start out doing it. And then at some point you get used to it. So it does become comfortable. It doesn't stay uncomfortable forever. At least that's been my experience. And I find that, being an entrepreneur, growing my business, I'm always like expanding myself, like finding myself in situations that are a bit uncomfortable, like creating a landing page and, dealing with certain aspects of the back end of the business. Those things at first, it's like, oh, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. And then once you figure it out, like, oh, that was easy. I can do that again. So that's kind of like how it's been for me.
Yeah, like when I first started doing these interviews, it was super awkward. And then it's like, oh, I did this. And then I could do it again and iterate and hopefully improve on the process. So it's like that with really any aspect of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, yeah. I remember hearing somebody mentioned that the getting started part is like the hardest part, like getting yourself to just take that first step, taking the leap. But once you take that first step, then everything just kind of falls into place.
Did you invest money either in networking groups or in coaching specifically on networking or just kind of general coaching?
Yes, I've invested thousands of dollars in my business and myself. Um, I used to be part of like a BNI group. I don't know what I forgot exactly what BNI stands for exactly, but yeah, it's a well-known like
B stands
worldwide.
for business. I know that.
Yeah. Yes. International networking, maybe. I don't know. But we can look it up and people who are listening can also look it up too. But I was part of that networking group and it was a pretty size investment, I would say, for a networking group. And I was also in other networking group as well. Three or so other paid networking groups. And for business coaching, oh my gosh, I still work with a business coach. I've had life coaches, I've hired life coaches, I've bought into sales programs, and there's like this reality trend surfing for like different reality stuff, like just self-development investments, I would say. I've invested a lot in myself in my business. Yes, but not for networking coaching specifically. But my business coach kind of like coaches me on all aspects of the business. So I would say she does a little bit of that as well.
Yeah, so she does a little bit of it, but it's not necessarily in depth specifically on that piece.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you make some online connections that you invested more time than you should have invested in them? And what did you learn from that?
An online connection. I don't know. I don't know if I would call them unaligned per se. As I mentioned, I'm someone who likes and enjoy meeting other people, so it doesn't really matter what line of work they're in or their paths in life. I'm just interested in people in general. But definitely do I develop relationships with the people that are not, what should I say, like, not referral sources or like creating like business friendship, if you will, with no like sense of purpose. No, I don't do that. So yeah, it's a matter of learning who to stay in contact with and who to not, I suppose. And if there's a connection there, like, as I said, I'm someone who's very sensitive to energy. Like, if I really like someone and they're part of my networking circle, even if they may not be a referral source, like something is going to like bring us together and we will find ourselves speaking again. And it's always a pleasant experience.
And with that, what are your thoughts on tapping into your intuition when networking? Because it sounds like you're pretty intuitive.
Yeah, it's something I'm learning to listen to a bit more nowadays. I've had instances where I met people and there wasn't like any sort of connection. And I felt, I don't know exactly how to put this into word, but like I would say off, like something is off to begin with, but not being able to pinpoint exactly what it is. And then I stay in contact with that person or agree to meeting one-on-one, and that person ends up like just wanting to pitch me on their products or services. Um, and it's like I can respect that too. Like you have to pitch your services, right? You have to tell people how you help them and how they can help you. But like I see networking as different from just pitching someone your services is really like having the willingness and being open to develop a business relationship and see where that goes. Not just, oh, I want to sell you my products. I think it would be great for you and you should buy it, you know? So I'm getting better at following my intuition. Also with clients too. Like, if I'm speaking with someone and there's a lot of resistance there, then I would not, like I don't make it easier for them. It's like I meet you where you are, you meet me where I am. And like you have to be able to meet each other halfway, so to speak. And if they're not able or not willing to meet me halfway, then I don't force it.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
important to focus on the connections that are more aligned, which for me was a learning process.
Yeah, it's definitely a learning process. I don't think I'll ever fully like learn everything there is to learn. I'm a student at heart and I love learning, so I feel like there's always something else to learn.
So, do you have any closing remarks? Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, well, for the people who are listening, I mean, I don't know exactly who's listening or where you are on your journey in life, but I would say if you have that nagging feeling and you think that, entrepreneurship is something you feel that your heart is calling you to, just say yes. You take the leap, take the first step. Networking, you will have to do a lot of networking, lots of new experiences, but all of it is for the highest good and it's to help you evolve and expand and become a better person. It's all in the journey, really. So take it one day at a time and be easy about it.
Thank you so much for the interview. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Laurie. Thanks again for this opportunity.